All right, everybody, welcome back to 22 Midnight, the D&D stream where three heroes have to race against the clock in order to save the world. My name is Gabriel Urbina, and I am your dungeon master today.
I'm Emma Sherr-Ziarko, and I'll be playing Calistoga Vance.
I'm Beth, Eyre, and I'll be playing Helena Hailstorm.
And I'm Mike Schubert, and I will be playing Satus and Curtum.
And folks, we have some crimes to answer for here. The chat is already beginning. The hashtag justice for Sally. So you have officially become the heels of this D&D stream. You are no longer the heroes.
It's a strong look.
Yeah, that's fair. Yeah,
it's fair. Poor Sally.
You live long enough to see yourself become,
etc., etc.
Okay, but like Sally was bad.
Sally was an entrepreneur trying her best in a difficult time, Mike. Have you seen the state of the economy?
Yeah.
We drove her from our home that she stole.
Yeah.
No, so this leads us nicely into what happened during our last stream. The three stalwart heroes sent on a mission by Lady Atala Marwood arrived at Marwood Manor on a quest to rid it of whatever evil presence had set up shop there and taken over the house. They find it corrupted and turned into a place of dark magic run by a hag called Sally Soulsong. After several clashes against her, they are able to forcibly persuade the hag to leave Marwood Manor and take off the powerful spell that was keeping the skies above it permanently clouded and raining. But not before finding more evidence of a scheme by the evil being that they only know as V, who dispatched their vampire lieutenant Gabriel to excavate something from the catacombs below Marwood Manor. Our heroes are able to fend off Gabriel, and in the catacombs themselves discover three strange sort of what's the word I'm looking for? Three strange sort of almost molten ore-like rocks, one gold, one silver, and one bronze, as well as a strange clock, pocket watch-like device that none of them quite knows what it is. And as they leave Marwood Manor, freed of the corruption that was visited upon it, presumably heading back to the city of Coldriver to collect their just rewards. I think that is where we join Cal, Helena, and Satus once again. So I think as the camera sort of, pans down from the once again cleared skies, we find the three of you walking away from Marwood Manor. What are you doing? What are you thinking? Where are we headed, guys?
I mean, I feel like we want to head back into town, and we've got two people to check in with to share various findings. So I feel like we would probably get right to it. I can't think of any other sort of thing we would want to do while we're out, unless you have something.
Do we want to make a game plan for who we're going to go first, and if we want to pursue this Gabriel guy and find B? I don't know. But first, you're right. We gotta go back to Lady Atala, tell her that Edwin is fine, more or less, and then to Maeve and ask her about these magical items, because we did promise her, and she does have our little bits of our DNA.
Oh yeah, the head.
That's kind of concerning if we don't go to her, and maybe one of the two of them might have an idea of where we can find this Vitari's pub, maybe. Because didn't we hear about that?
In the letter that you found addressed to Gabriel, it was said that once he had what he came for, that he should report back to Vitari's pub.
That sounds good, Cal. I mean, I was just planning to have some lunch, but this makes much more sense.
Oh, I'd love to get lunch.
Well, this is quite all urgent stuff.
But we should get lunch while we do it. Maybe we can multitask.
Yeah, it's possible. Possibly.
I could go for a sandwich or something.
Love a sandwich.
But yes, I think... Yes. What's your favorite kind of sandwich?
Oh, a massive one that's like 3 layers with quite a large amount of deer in between the slices, and then layers of tomato, and then lettuce, and sometimes a bit of gherkin. It's a bit of an odd mix with deer, but
Ooh, that sounds just weird enough. It could be delicious.
so delicious.
I like a grilled cheese with tomato soup.
Ooh, toasty.
This is
Yeah. What about
radically
you, Satus?
rewriting the culinary history of this world, and I'm here for it. I just want to be clear.
Great.
This is now canon. Grilled cheese sandwiches
Okay,
now
great.
exist in this world.
Great.
Thank goodness. My gosh, I wouldn't want to live in a world without them.
Yeah.
Satus, what sandwiches do you like?
I like a good, hummus spread, sprouty, crunchy veggie, on some nice whole wheat bread sandwich.
Ooh,
You're
I
one
don't
of
think
those.
I've had
You're one of
hummus.
those healthy eaters, aren't you?
That I've heard so
Well,
much about.
I've heard rumor of your kind.
Yeah, I feel like Satus would be a health conscious boy.
He totally would. Team dad trying to get us to eat our vegetables. Anyway.
Yes.
So what I'm gathering, aside from the culinary history of Kelderin, is that we're heading back to Coldriver.
Yeah.
Yes.
I would say we talk to Lady Atala first, just because I feel like she seems like the more of the point person, and
She's got a lot of money to give us too.
Very true, and I'm still not sure how much to trust Maeve, so I kind of like the idea of seeing her second.
Yeah. I think
Yeah,
that's fair.
so I believe that you, strictly speaking, did accomplish all 3 objectives that Lady Atala set out before you. You have evicted the forces that set up shop in her house. You have discovered the reason, or at least the beginnings of the reason why they were there. It seems that V was interested in whatever was in the ruins underneath her house. And strictly speaking, you did return Edwin to service as the mayor domo. Minus 1 active living body, but, who doesn't want a ghostly mayor domo? That's awesome. That's dope.
He might be even more efficient and effective now.
He looked pretty efficient when we left him.
He sure did.
He can just float through walls now. He's going to be so much faster. He doesn't have to deal with all of the opening and closing of doors.
So I believe that you are owed in the neighborhood of 1,700 gold for accomplishing these things.
Sounds nice.
It's a good neighborhood to be in.
Yeah.
Fantastic. Can I... Who's leading? Who's navigating?
Bag's not me.
I
just messed it up.
I think Satus could take the lead. He's got some good nature skills.
Great.
Yeah.
Can I have
and it's not super dark, right?
No, it's
anymore.
actually considerably lighter than it was when you walked over here because the clouds have gone away. It is getting on towards the end of the afternoon, but Coldriver is only a couple of hours away from Marwood Manor, so it is, by all means, the sky is still clear. But
Sweet.
You are trying to find the path through some woods, so I will ask for a survival check, Satus.
Okay, let's see. That is a 5 + 4 for a 9.
You very confidently lead the team through the forest, following the reverse of the instructions that Daylon, Lady Atala's bodyguard, gave you. And after a couple of hours, emerge from the tree line to find yourself back at Marwood Manor.
Oh.
Oh.
Well, I guess I just did this backwards. I'm terribly sorry, team. I thought I knew the way, but I knew the way back where we started.
Don't worry, it could happen to anyone. Maps get upside down all the time.
Let's just say it could have been worse. We could be in a situation where we don't know where we are. At least we do know where we are.
It's a very glass half full attitude.
It is now about dusk.
Oh. So we try again?
I think we try again.
This time please roll.
Maybe I.
Are you...
How do you feel survival-wise, Cal? On a scale of...
Let me see. On a scale of 1 to 20. Wait, it's survival?
It is survival.
Mm-hmm.
It's okay. It's not great. To be perfectly honest, I'm not
I can always
at surviving.
I can always try again.
Why don't you try again, Satus? I believe in you.
Okay, let's give it the old college try. Oh, that's a natural 20 this time.
Yay! There he is. Yes.
I knew you could do it.
Now that I know where not to go, I know exactly where to go.
No, I think that is...
And isn't that just a good life lesson?
That is exactly what happens, where sort of, once you are able to go, I will not be fooled by this tempting-looking path over here. I know that it's actually this other one over here. You are able to fairly effectively and fearlessly lead the team through the forest. And a couple of hours later, let's say somewhere between 8 and 9. It is definitely after dark, but you don't run into any sort of problems. You do make it back to the city of Coldriver. And I take that we are heading for Fortune's Wheel, the inn where Lady Atala is staying.
Yeah.
Yes.
Excellent.
Absolutely.
Maybe they have
Like that
sandwiches
place.
there.
How many can we buy with 1,700?
How many sandwiches can we buy?
Excellent. Very good. Let's see what awaits us there. You make your way to the inn, and when you arrive, you find it much quieter than you did the first day that you were here. Sort of your boisterous pals, Helena, are not here. It is a little bit late. They may have already sort of come and gone. Tomorrow is a work day. Pretty much the only people there are the orc proprietor, who is standing behind the front desk, Vola Darkroot, who you spoke to last time, and a well-dressed man sitting at one of the tables having a glass of wine. But Vola will turn towards the three of you and go, "Oh, you're back."
We are.
Yes, we are triumphant.
Excellent. What can we do for you?
We would like to speak to Lady Atala, given our rousing success that she was invested in.
I see. Let me see if her ladyship is in. In the meantime, why don't you have a seat? Would you like some dinner?
Oh, thank you. That would be
Yes.
wonderful.
Excellent. Excellent.
Do you make a grilled cheese sandwich?
Yes, we make a... our cook, Urab, makes a terrific grilled cheese sandwich. Let me set that up for you. 3 grilled cheese sandwiches on the way.
Do you do any other kinds of sandwiches?
Yes, we do all sorts of sandwiches.
Excellent. I was thinking of something slightly larger.
Okay.
Meat.
Let me
Do you have a
see,
house speciality?
let me see what he can do, and let me get Lady Atala for you.
So kind. Thank you, thank you.
Please, sit down. And she gestures towards one of the tables by the fireplace.
Nothing like a good meal after a good day's work, am I right?
Absolutely.
Mm.
Do you think she was happy to see us?
The reaction to us having succeeded wasn't as positive as I thought it was, which was concerning.
You see her speak to a young sort of errand boy who immediately darts up the stairs. And then she walks into the kitchen.
I think we should be suspicious of food or anything.
Of the
She
food?
wouldn't want to poison us, would she?
That would be pretty low when we're so hungry.
That would be. I know. It's just mean.
A few minutes later, she returns and sets down a 1 second. Absolutely delicious smelling grilled cheese sandwich in front of you, Emma. A sandwich that seems to contain 3 different kinds of meats in front of you, Helena.
Excellent.
And 2 different kinds of sandwiches in front of you, Satus. Some sort of veggie sandwich and what seems to be a fish sandwich. As she sort of goes,
Love it.
I'm so sorry, I did not hear what you wanted, so I thought that we'd make you 2 of our favorites, and whichever one you don't want will be my dinner.
Sure. You know what? I think I'm gonna try this fish sandwich if you don't mind the veggie delight.
I'll be delighted to take the veggies. Thank you.
Fantastic. Thank you.
And with that, she sort of returns to her post at the front desk / bar.
Can we do a poison check on the food? Is that a...
I think that
That's
would
an
be a nature
ability.
check.
I'll do it. I want to make sure.
Okay.
That's a 19 plus 4 for a 23.
Whoa.
So you kind of very thoroughly disassemble this sandwich while being extremely careful of doing it in such a way where it'll be very easy for you to put it all back together in the right way. But you don't see any strange discoloration. You don't see, and you don't detect any odd smells. You don't see anything there that is not what was described. It just seems like a delicious goddamn sandwich. And the more that you spend time looking through it, the more your stomach rumbles like, give this sandwich to me.
I think we're in the clear, everyone. I think it's just tasty food. Maybe we keep our ears and eyes perked for any further suspicious activities, but I don't think this food is amongst them.
That's great news because I've eaten most of mine at this point.
Yeah, I'm imagining you like Shaggy Scooby-Doo, like a jaw.
Fish looks nice.
Yeah. Anybody want to try a bite of grilled cheese? It's very good.
They are all
I wouldn't.
eye-wateringly delicious.
Yeah. Okay, great.
In fact,
Grilled
10
cheese.
minutes
Classic.
later, Vola Darkroot does come back, and she places 3 glasses on the table and a bottle of wine. And she gestures towards the well-dressed man on the other side of the room, and she goes, "Compliments of the gentleman for the 3 of you." And presumably, Cal, you do that glance that Emma just did towards the gentleman, who raises the glass of wine that he is having towards the 3 of you in sort of a cheers gesture.
Can we get any? Yeah, should we get any sort of like read on this guy? Does he? Does he look like the person we want to cheers, or does he look like the type of person of like, this guy bought you a drink, and then you're like,
roll a perception check.
Okay, sweet. Perception. Okay, that is 15 plus 5 for 20 non-naturally.
Dang.
Grief.
An unnatural 20.
So the main thing that you get while looking at this man is you sort of, when you just kind of casually saw him at a glance, you were like, oh, that's a nicely dressed gentleman. Now that you're able to see him with a little bit more detail, you're like, oh, this is a wealthy gentleman. He has a very nice cloak. His suit is like very clearly tailor-made. His boots are excellent, though they do show some mud and dust caked in, which suggests that he has recently been doing some, if not traveling, at least extensive walking. However, he does not seem to be giving off any... I'm just going to come out and say the thing that I was trying to find an indelicate way to say. He does not seem to be hitting on any of you by offering this drink. You sort of like the
He's not hitting on all three of us?
all at once, yes.
Yeah.
This
How
is a
could he
man of
not?
ambition, okay?
Come on.
No, he seems to genuinely kind of be doing this as like a friendly gesture. All three of you roll me a history check, please, though.
Is this so if we can tell if the year that the wine is from is a good year?
That's exactly what it is,
Yeah,
Mike.
yeah. I want to know everything about this wine, Gabriel.
I got a 19 plus 7 for a
God,
26.
holy fuck.
What was the wait? I'm
tonight.
History, Emma, history.
jeez. History, great.
I got a 17.
13.
All right. Helena and Cal, you both know that this is a nice bottle of wine. It's a Solanese vintage. It is extremely nice. You both know that this is well over 100 golds worth of wine. Mike, you were there when the wine was made. You bottled this wine. Or at least that is the equivalent of the amount of things that you know. You happen to have done in school a report about this particular company that makes this wine. And so you're able to sort of tell that, like, oh my god, like this is the one where they ferment their grapes in this very particular way to make them extra sweet. And they do all these other things that I'm going to stop trying to describe this because Emma actually knows about this stuff in a way that I don't. But the point is that you're able to tell that this is not just a nice
great.
bottle of wine.
Yeah.
This is not just an expensive bottle of wine. This is an excellent, very, very, very good bottle of wine that this man just bought you.
Yeah, I would say Satus turns has an inkling of it and then turns the label or however to distinguish it, kind of leans in to the other two and is like, this is a very generous gift from this patron. I'm not sure if you two have had this before, but it is quite the wine.
Let me put it
Excellent.
this way. If I've had it before, I can't remember. So, the sign of a good bottle of wine, am I right? And I think Cal just kind of like smells it like through the bottle. It's like, oh yeah, that's good. That's good.
Terrific.
Yeah. I would say Satus, because he knows how impressive this wine is, gives like a very, thank you, a knowing thank you of I understand what you just did kind of gesture. I also think this is fun because this couldn't be the farthest from me where my wine knowledge goes, yes, red.
Yeah. In this fantasy world, I know nothing about wine.
You and I have traded places.
Yeah,
it's fun.
we've traded places. Yes, it's great.
The man again raises his glass kind of in a cheers way.
I think Cal grabs a bottle and like pours a rather large pour into her own glass. Yeah. And like sticks her nose like way in it, like maybe like even a little bit of the juice gets on her nose, and is like, oh yeah, that's good. That's great. Wow. Thanks, buddy. And takes a big.
It's a strong wine. It is. It has quite a bit of kick to it.
Oh.
In an alcoholic way, not in a poison way. Although really, I guess those are very similar things when you stop and think about it.
I mean, it's just a little poison.
Sure.
It's just itty bitty. It's just an itty bitty amount of poison. This is really good, you guys. You should try this.
Oh, excellent. Shall we invite him over to join us?
Oh yeah, that would probably be nice.
Yeah, that sounds good. Maybe kind of like if we have an open seat, kind of like gesture to him as like a if you want to, but not like a you must sort of move. Like
The man will take his glass, rise up, and sort of come down and join you, and he'll sort of go, I'm very grateful for the company. I was getting a little sad in this quiet little inn. I did not expect to see it quite so empty. And as he takes the seat, you see that he has something distinctive about his face. There's something there that sort of immediately logs in your memory. What might that be, Emma?
I think he's got a scar going through his right eyebrow.
All right.
Yeah.
He will go, my name is Count Arturus Zillan, but I of course know who the three of you are. The town is abuzz with the heroes that have cleared the eastern roads out of town.
Oh, how
Oh,
lovely.
Yeah, that was us. Yeah.
well, guess word travels fast. Yeah.
I've been trying
Yeah.
to develop some business in town for the past couple of months, and the fact that the bandits have been waylaying everyone coming into the Eastern Road has been absolute murder on my prospects. So I was very, very pleased to hear that those roads are safe once again.
Happy to be of assistance.
What have you been doing since then? Tell me about your exploits. I'm always curious to hear about people's adventures.
Can I do an insight check? See if he's like trying to fish out information that maybe he shouldn't have. I don't know.
Sure. Roll me a insight check, yeah.
Insight. 16.
The overwhelming feeling that you get from this man is a feeling of, oh, thank God, some amusement. Oh, thank God, like something to entertain me. And he does, he is asking sort of a little bit about where are you from? What have you been doing? Where have you been? But he doesn't seem to be particularly like zooming in on any detail in his line of questioning. Like he doesn't seem to be like really asking sort of, and you went to the library. Tell me more. Did you go to that room in the library? Like he doesn't seem to kind of be like really angling in any one particular direction.
Okay. Well, we had some business to take care of for a client.
Yeah, the whole client relationship. Don't want to, share anyone's business, but
Of course.
We'll see if they make it a public record after we report back.
Absolutely. Well, I look forward to hearing about those exploits. I'm sure that you'll be doing a lot of day saving in Coldriver in days to come.
I'm sure we will, yes.
Well, yeah, we might if the inspiration strikes us.
Terrific. Well,
And Cal takes another sip of the wine.
here's to inspiration.
Thank you very much.
Cheers.
Cheers.
I think at this point, can I have Constitution saving throws from everyone, please?
Oh, good.
Oh, please just be for regular wine-related stuff and not...
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, so saving throw. Okay. Oh, a natural 20 plus 2.
Oh my God.
Dirty 20, 19 plus 3.
15.
All right.
11 plus 4.
You're all fine. Yep. I don't know why I'm not getting the... There we go.
Oh,
I didn't want to stiff you, Mike, for your natural 20.
After all those very strong drinks that you've sampled in various taverns, this wine, you got no problem.
Yeah, Satus canonically high tolerance.
Yeah.
Makes sense.
I think that some more conversation happens. This man, Count Zillan, asks a little bit more about where you've kind of been. He asks about how the three of you met, what adventures you've had together. Do you kind of just like amiably chat with him for a little bit?
Yeah, I would say like similar approach to how Cal took the description of the task, like share enough where we're not coming off as rude, but also understand that we've just met this guy, so we're not going to be being incredibly trusting just because you never know.
And we know like there is a plot afoot, and we don't know exactly who's involved.
Sure.
I think Helena will be a little more trusting.
He likes you, Helena.
And just drop in some random details because it's a nice wine, we're having a nice evening. But maybe I might notice Satus and Cal sort of looking at me, and I might try and curb it a little bit.
Yeah.
He is an extremely attentive listener. He will pay extreme close attention to everything that you're saying. He will gasp and hold his breath and sort of go, no, at all the key moments in these stories. He is a very, very good audience. Mike, roll me an insight check.
Ooh, okay. Insight. That's 8 + 4 for a 12.
There is, for you as a bard, someone that kind of works in storytelling and works with audiences, just the smidge, just the tiniest hint of, it's not that this is rehearsed, this is someone that is trying to be a good audience. This is someone that is trying to kind of be a very, very sort of receptive audience member.
Okay. You know what I feel like this gives me a great chance to do? Can I use one of my spells that's more of a social spell? I have one called Detect Thoughts.
Ooh.
And it says, I can read the thoughts of certain creatures when you cast a spell and as your action on each turn until the spell ends. So I don't know if that works because it's not a fight. You can focus your mind on... Yeah,
Detect Thoughts, is it?
Yeah, Detect Thoughts.
Let me take a look at this.
It says it.
What a cool power.
Yeah.
Yeah, I just figured it would be good for if we ever had a situation like this where we're talking with someone and we don't know what's going down.
Yeah.
Well,
Gabriel, or I was gonna say, if you're still looking into it, I just wanted to share. Thank you, Rena, for all my dice, and it's especially appropriate because this set is called Wizard's Vineyard.
Amazing.
Pretty.
So
Look at that.
it's so perfect. Ooh, I rolled well. I'll say that.
Beautiful.
Cool. Yeah. So Mike, here's a question. Hang on. So I'm seeing that this spell has some verbal and some somatic materials, some verbal and somatic components, which means that you need to say some magic words and like move your arms in the right direction. So,
okay.
How much are we trying to hide the fact that you're casting a spell from this gentleman?
Definitely want to disguise it. I would say it's like one of those things where, I would try to work it into a story and like say the key words and act like it's just talking with my hands, but it's actually a little, definitely doing it, but trying to go undetected.
Great. All right, then roll me a stealth check and a performance check. I think that it would be both at once.
Cool. Okay, so let me do stealth first. Stealth is a 7 + 1 for an 8. Performance, I'm much better at. That is an 11 + 9 for a dirty 20.
Okay. Cool. So as Helena is telling a story, you sort of butt in the right moment and just kind of weave your spell in through these things, but then kind of retreat back to let Helena keep talking so that he has that to focus on. And the first thing that you will sort of hear will be as he's listening, you'll sort of hear his brain go, fascinating. I don't think they've even got the word vintner yet. Oh. And he'll sort of see his eye glance your way, and he'll go, hello. What are we doing here, little bard?
Oh. Can I think back at him?
I believe it is detect thoughts, not
Okay.
Transmit
Not
thoughts.
not telepathy.
Then I guess in that case, I would just make like a slight eye contact of just like, I know that, you know that I know. You know, one of those. It's okay. I don't care that I've been detected. Like, all good. I'm still,
And
let it be.
And at that point, the door into the inn bursts open, and 6 armed guardsmen walk in, and they will march up to your table. And one of them, a tall, blonde, elven man, will go, Helena Hailstorm, Calistoga Vance, Satus and Curtum, we need the 3 of you to come with us at once.
What's this about?
Yes, we were just enjoying some wine.
Yeah, our friend here just bought us a very nice bottle of wine. It would be rude to just leave him.
Count, the Count will go, to be clear, sir, I don't actually know these people. I was just having some drinks with them, but please, I don't want to interfere with the law.
What?
And the blonde guardsman will go, we need to immediately talk to you at the Ember Citadel. You are wanted for questioning in regards to a murder.
Yeah.
What?
Okay.
Haven't murdered anyone?
I don't think so.
no,
So
I don't
maybe
think we did.
maybe we're just gonna help.
Yeah. Okay.
The Elven man will go,
Sure.
if you haven't done anything wrong, it'll just be a matter of due process. This will be all very, very by the book. And again, if you have not actually done anything wrong within the confines of Coldriver, then you have nothing to worry about.
Okay, sounds good. We'll come along.
I'm going to need your
Down my
weapons.
glass of wine.
Same. Yeah.
Yeah.
You're going to need our weapons?
One more Constitution saving throw for the folks that finished their wines.
I got another natural 20.
No!
High tolerance.
I got a non-natural 20.
All right,
16
so
plus 4.
you're all fine. Nobody's drunk.
Yeah. That grilled cheese really made a good.
Sure.
Yeah.
But the blonde man will sort of go, I am going to need you to surrender your weapons.
So are we being arrested?
Yeah. Am I being? Are we being? What's going on?
You are
here?
being brought in for questioning in regards to a very serious crime.
We didn't do it.
Look, we don't want to cause a scene. Let's
just go.
Let's just go, and hopefully, like he's saying, it's all just a bit of process, and we'll be fine.
All right, if you think so, we'll go along with it. We'll give up our weapons.
Fine.
So Helena will pass over her dagger and her crossbow. And her greatsword.
Thank you.
And her rope.
And wait. Cal's gonna hand over her crossbow and 2 daggers that she keeps in her boots, but she's gonna keep her staff on her back.
The man will not do it.
Staff, would you?
I absolutely would, ma'am. Those things can be a
My
deadly
emotional
weapon in the right
support staff.
hands.
It's like a rain stick. It's very soothing to me when I'm stressed.
I assure you it will be taken excellent care of and returned to you with immediate forthrightness.
Fine.
He sort of, there's like another one of the guardsmen that now has his hands held out in front of him and is now like carrying a small pile of weapons onto which the staff gets piled on.
Satus hands over his stuff. It's really not that big of a deal. He doesn't use them that often.
Right, like for Satus and for Cal, the deadly weapon is them.
Right?
Yeah.
Please, walk this way, walk this way. And he will sort of force march you, still surrounded by the rest of the guards, out of the inn. And as he does, you'll see Vola Darkroot from the bar nod to him, sort of in a thank you gesture.
Okay.
Et tu, Vola.
Noted. Noted.
It is a short walk to the Ember Citadel. You've been in this place before. This is where you met Ander Warrington and collected the bounty for Deadeye Baron. Before, you had pretty much only seen kind of the reception front desk area. But from here, you are led past that room through a door and into an area that contains 4 small holding cells. One of which is occupied by a fairly scruffy-looking halfling, but the other 3 of which are currently empty. And the blonde elven man will gesture towards them and go, "Come on, get in there."
Wait, what? You said we were just talking.
And you will.
This looks like jail. This looks like jail.
We just need to know your whereabouts until the commander can be brought down to talk to you. It is just a
Well, when
preventative
will that
measure.
be?
I want to talk to our... Do we have a lawyer? I want to talk to our lawyer.
The Magister
Don't
will be
count.
here tomorrow to help to
Are you-
ascertain both the defense and the nature of the crime in all detail. Until then, we need you to remain here.
Who have we killed? According
Are
to
we
you?
are we under arrest? Because if we're not under arrest, you can't hold us here.
We are completely within our legal right to detain you for questioning in regards to a very serious crime. What I am not at liberty to say is anything about the crime until Commander Warrington gets back here to interrogate you.
Well, that's awfully convenient.
Please,
Yeah.
step into the cells.
Commander Warrington and us, we go way back. I bet he's going to be really mad.
I
He
am
hears how
willing
you
to
treated
take that
us.
risk, ma'am. Please step into the cells.
I guess we go in. I don't know what other. I don't want to.
Yeah.
Clang! Lock.
Well, we're in.
And after that, the blonde man leads the other guards away, except for one, which stays kind of supervising the situation. Actually, the first tiefling that you've seen in Coldriver, besides yourself, Cal. He stays there and seems to supervise the situation. But, yeah, there you are.
Well, I'm glad we had sandwiches first.
Yes, my goodness.
Yeah. Can you imagine? I hope Lady Atala isn't mad at us.
Do we think this has anything to do with wait. Can we do detect magic of sorts to see if anyone's like listening to what we say?
I
Or like
mean,
an arcana check. I don't know if it, like it or something to see, are we being listened to, and should we just not say anything in the cell?
do you have detect magic as a spell?
I don't have detect magic as a spell, so I guess I would have to do some sort of just
I
like
would say
check.
that, yeah, you can do a perception check to see if anyone is like, and then you
Okay.
can also do an arcana check to see if you see any obvious signs of magical surveillance.
Okay. Perception. 3 + 5 for a very cool 8. Arcana 8 + 4 for a slightly cooler 12.
You don't see anything magic related. Perception wise, I think that Satus is going, "It's okay, guys, we can talk. There's no one here." And you guys are like, "There's a prisoner right there and a guard right there."
Yeah,
Like,
yeah.
at least lower your voice.
Maybe that wine got you after all.
Yeah, the delayed reaction on the wine.
yeah, exactly.
But I have a great tolerance. Then I guess using the ancient art of pantomime, Satus tries to imply like, do we think it has to do with the...
The what? One word.
Yeah.
One syllable. First syllable. Arm. No.
Shield.
Uh,
Oh,
Shield.
oh, the
Oh, the items.
yeah,
The
the
items.
things. The items. Yeah,
That was good.
that
very
was
good at
very
that.
good.
Oh, I don't know. Maybe
It could.
we still have
Um,
those.
Yeah, we didn't oh, wait, no, sorry. So we didn't. I keep forgetting. We don't actually have the items. We have the things that represent them. We
Correct.
have
You have the
orb.
sort
So,
of
orb.
molten or strange rock volcanic glass things.
Same.
But you don't have a sword, you don't have a
Right.
helmet, and you don't have the shield.
cool.
Yeah.
So
I
those
made
don't
the
look like
mistake
weapons,
last
so
time.
they didn't take them. So yeah,
Correct.
I guess like we have the.
That's a good gesture for it.
Maybe it has to do with that, but let's try to keep that on the zip.
And you also have the right.
I believe we have. I don't know. One of us
Yeah,
has the.
I think
believe-
you have.
Yeah.
Yeah, who picked that up in the crypt? Was it... I think it was either Cal or Satus.
I thought it was Satus, but
Let's
Okay. I think
go
it
with
was Sat-
let's
let's
go
say
with
it's
Beth's memory and
Satus.
say Satus.
I could be wrong. I know it wasn't
Excellent.
colour.
Correct us in the chat if we were wrong.
Sure.
Yeah.
Outsourcing memory.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yes, you have all of those things. The only things that you surrendered to the guardsmen were the things that you've already said, your weapons.
Cool.
Yes.
All my weapons.
Cal is gonna try to get the attention of the guard and say, "Hey,
What?
what? Hi, nice to meet you. I'm Cal. What's your name?" Is the polite thing to say,
Officer Tibbeth, ma'am.
which I just. Officer Tibbeth.
Yes.
Well, nice to meet you, Officer Tibbeth.
I hope
That's
I
your-
can say the same thing, ma'am.
What are you doing here? How'd you end up here?
He frowns a little at the question, puzzled, and then he'll go, I applied for training, and that led to a position within the city watch, which I've been at for many years. One of the responsibilities of which is supervising the holding cells to make sure that people that are wanted in connection for possible crimes don't mysteriously absent themselves.
Okay, cool. But are you from Coldriver?
Not originally, ma'am.
Where are you from?
I'm originally from Soliana, ma'am. Immigrated here a couple of years ago.
Oh, I've always wanted to go to Soliana. I'm from Amar originally myself, but I grew up in Bas Serenoth.
Ma'am, is there something that you need? I'm not really supposed to talk too much to the people in the holding cells.
What's going on? Officer Tibbet, come on. You get it. What's going on?
Well,
Why
ma'am,
are
there
we
was
here?
a disappearance and a murder, and I'm guessing that the commander thinks that the three of you know something about it.
Why would we? Who was it? Who's murdered? Who's been murdered?
I can't rightly say, ma'am.
Fine.
Can you say how long we're going to have to wait until we speak to someone who can talk to us about this?
I hope it won't be soon. I hope it won't be long, sir. Excuse me. I hope that you have to rot there for several days before anyone helps
Great.
you. I hope it won't be. I hope it won't be long, sir.
Honesty.
I would hope so as well.
You hear sort of a gravelly voice from the other cell, and the halfling goes, "Usually doesn't take much more than a day or two for someone to come by and get you. But if it's a real pressing crime, I'm guessing that they're gonna want to speed things up even faster than that."
Hello, friend. How long have you been in?
They picked me up yesterday. I'm hoping that they'll move me either up or down pretty quickly.
Up or down?
What does that mean?
It means... Well, you folks haven't been from around here long, have you?
No, we
No, that's
literally
true.
just got here. Yeah.
Okay. Well, when you get picked up for some unsavory activity here in the fine, fine city of Coldriver, they hold you in these holding cells until they can talk to you. If they like your story, they move you up, where they finish processing, give you a pat on the back, a handshake by way of an apology, and then send you on your way. If they don't like your story, you go down into the catacombs, or as we call it in my profession, the tombs. And you stay there for a little while, possibly a couple months while, possibly a couple years while. If they did something really bad and put your name on it, you might get sent down into the far, 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 far bits of the tombs where you stay there for a long, long while.
Well, if it comes down to a story, I think we're in good luck.
Here's hoping for you, Mal.
No. What's your name?
I'm Victor. Victor Hilltopple. Nice to meet y'all.
Victor, huh?
Yeah,
Nice to meet you.
for sure. Nice to meet you too. So hey,
Isn't your
just between us friends in these cells. Did ya do the
Yeah.
thing? Did ya do the disappearance and the murder thing that he was talking about?
No.
No?
No, don't think so.
No.
Yeah.
Well,
Did you do the thing?
nah, of course not. Of course not. How would
Yeah.
you feel about saying that we were all hanging out together somewhere real nice and savory whenever they say that the murder and disappearance thing was going on, and then you'll say that I was also there. You know, we can be each other's alibis. How's that sound for y'all?
We'll get back to you on that. We're gonna have our conversation before we go down any lying-based routes. I hope you understand.
All right, sure. Yeah. All right, well, let me know if you need anything. And he kind of, leans back into the very uncomfortable cot that is in his bed. Or, excuse me, that is in his cell.
This feels awfully like we were just arrested.
Yeah, I feel like maybe we should have fought or run upstairs and tried to
Yeah.
not be arrested so much. Should we try and escape?
Yeah.
I think until we determine what this line of questioning is about, maybe it'll all just maybe I'm being too optimistic about this, but I would just like to know what the situation is before we take any rash actions, because I can't even think of what we'd be in here for.
We have killed some people, though, haven't we? I mean,
we killed the one guy.
Yeah, I
but it
believe
was
the
a
Deadeye
good- it was a
Baron is
good
the
thing.
only person that you have successfully
Yeah.
killed so far. And the last time you
Yeah.
were in
We
this
didn't-
building, you got some money for doing that murder. Like, that was
Yeah.
a
There was
state-sanctioned
a-
murder.
Yeah, there was a wanted
Yeah.
poster. What else are we supposed to do?
so we just need to tell the truth.
Well,
Should be easy enough.
yeah, I guess, but I don't think we should tell them about the thing.
What thing?
The thing that happened.
No. Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
A short while
Okay,
later.
so no.
A short while later, Commander Ander Warrington, who is the man that you met when you collected Deadeye Baron's bounty, does walk into the area of the holding cells. And he looks even grumpier and even more tired. The bags under his eyes are even heavier as he looks out at the three of you and goes, well. Fancy meeting the three of you again.
Commander Warrington, it is great to see you.
I wish
me
I
tell
could say
ya.
the same thing. All right.
What's going on? Why are we here?
Let's catch you up to speed. What have you been doing for the past, Uh-oh. Why don't you just walk me through absolutely everything that you've done since you last left the Ember Citadel?
We went out to do Lady Atala's task, and mission accomplished.
Yeah?
Absolutely.
Yeah, we were taking care of a situation for Lady Atala Marwood.
You were taking
At
care of a
Marwood.
situation for Lady Atala Marwood. That's your story?
That's the
Yeah.
truth, so yes.
That's the truth.
What did
Sure, she could verify that.
situation entail exactly?
Do we...
Well-
shouldn't...
Couldn't you ask her? It's
Yeah, it's kind of her business. I don't know if we should tell you. I mean, did you hear about what was going on before?
Oh yeah, I know
that
all
seemed
about
like
it.
it was kind of common knowledge.
Oh yeah, it's pretty common
So-
knowledge around Coldriver, but it's pretty funny that some outsiders would know about it. Especially given that since these outsiders rolled into town, there was some loud scuffling noises in Lady Atala's room. When somebody went up there to check on what was going on, they found Daylon murdered on the floor, cut into 3 pieces, as though by a great big bloody sword. Lady Atala herself hasn't been seen since then. And wouldn't you know it, couple hours before the 3 of you roll back into town, I get this. And he holds up a piece of paper that he passes on to you, Beth. So if you could please access handout 1, and see what that says.
okay.
And just describe what it is for the folks, both the rest of the players and for the chat too.
Okay, everybody. So this is a handwritten note or letter, and it says, zoom. It says, Commander Warrington. It pains me to bring dark tidings to your doorstep when our days are so grim already. But there is some suspicious activity that I must bring to your attention. 3 travellers, a Veldrin warrior, a bard, and a sorcerer forced their way into my chambers at Fortune's Wheel last night. They insulted me and my protector. They mocked my family for our current difficulties, and they threatened us with harm if we did not surrender a substantial amount of gold to them. Certain comments they made also seemed to suggest they were extremely knowledgeable about the situation currently happening in my estate. I fear they may be in league with the dark powers that have taken over my manor. Every instinct in my body tells me that these 3 individuals mean to do me considerable harm, whether out of a brigand's simple greed or for some darker purpose. If you could do whatever is in your power to watch their movements while they're in the city, I would be eternally indebted to you, Lady Atala Marwood.
And you got a note from Lady Atala Marwood when you first met her, and the handwriting is a spot-on match. It is the exact same handwriting.
Wow.
Okay, clearly
No.
there's some sort of misunderstanding. Something is afoot because this is not the truth at all. And I know it's a her word against ours thing, but it's also her word against hers because this didn't take place. And we can explain what she explained to us, but nothing written here is factual.
Uh-huh.
Oh. There's a mayor domo at the Marwood estate. He's a little different than he was before, but I am sure that he will vouch for us.
He'll
That
be...
we went in
Mm-hmm.
and we solved the problem. We got rid of the curse and the hag. I felt a little bad about it, honestly, but we did what she asked us to. She'd offered us money.
Commander Warrington will sort of heave a very heavy sigh and will go, the last couple of men that have been sent to Marwood Manor have all gone missing and not returned. I am somewhat hesitant to send more people to that death trap on the word of people that have already been pointed to as possibly being related to what is happening there. You understand my hesitance.
We understand your hesitance, but also don't you want to make sure, I don't know, isn't our word valuable as well? Aren't you supposed to investigate all angles of the situation rather than just, look at a letter and say, surely no one's ever committed forgery before?
It is but you have to admit, we have a lot of handwriting from Lady Atala Marwood. We have had extensive correspondence with her, and if this is a forgery, it is a extremely good forgery.
It's almost like we live in a world where magic exists.
He sort of, heaves a very heavy, tired sigh and goes, tomorrow, a magister will arrive in town. He is someone that is magically equipped to tell truth from falsehood. They'll be able to give you a fairer, more thorough shake than anything that I'll be able to do right now. But for the time being, if we could go over everything that you have done since then in more detail, it would be extremely helpful. If you would prefer to not speak until the Magister arrives tomorrow, that is also perfectly all right.
Let's do that. You're supposed to do that. You're not supposed to say anything. I'm not talking to no cop.
Yeah, that's right. That's right for you watching at home.
Never say
talk
anything.
To the cops. Yeah.
Just get the lawyer.
He holds up his hands as if saying, you got it. It's your choice. Please let us know if there's anything that we can do to make you more comfortable. But for the time being, I am going to have to ask for the rest of your possessions to be surrendered, just to make sure that you do not have anything that could make yourself scarce from this place before the Magister arrives.
So you want our clothes? What?
You can keep your clothes.
What?
You can keep
Great.
your clothes. We will go through them thoroughly to make sure that there is nothing in your pockets, though.
I really don't want to give them the orbs. I really
No,
don't want to do it.
No, we
We're
really
all going to
don't.
attempt to not do that, right?
Yeah, can we sleight of hand kind of thing?
Yeah.
Is that a possibility?
Roll me some sleight of hand checks.
I'm not good at that.
Yeah. I get an 18 plus 1.
Oh snap.
Oh, I got a 17 plus 2 for 19.
Okay.
Indeed.
I got an 8 plus 1 for a 9.
So
You have 2 objects. Maybe we should have 2 tries.
Helena, Cal, tell me how you are able to keep sort of that piece of strange volcanic glass that you have hidden from this man's inspection. Clearly you did extremely well at it, but I just want a little bit of color and detail.
Sure. Well, speaking of tails, I think as I
Nice.
as I'm handing over some of my possessions, including what was the trinket that I got? It was a little statue of a little halfling or something. So I'm handing that over, and meanwhile with my tail, I'm wrapping the piece of glass in the back of my cloak.
Nice.
So that as I'm handing some of these other little tchotchkes over, they're not noticing what's going on behind me.
I think for Helena it's similar. It's sort of genuinely sleight of hand as she's taking off various things and showing her cap of water breathing and explaining about the egg with beautiful pictures of terrible human suffering. She just picks it back up, having already put it down, and shoves it inside her armor. There's a lot going on. It's kind of hard to detect. And then continues to take off signet ring, potions, arrows, holsters, belt, cross. Very cross about this.
Yeah.
Excellent.
Yeah.
Satus, unfortunately, your attempts to hide the objects that you have don't go quite as well. So they do take your piece of volcanic glass and that pocket watch. I'm so sorry, pardon me for one moment while I cough. Ooh. Trying to power through that, and it was not going to work out well.
You gotta cough when you gotta cough.
Mm-hmm.
And a moment later, Commander Warrington and the 2 guards that he brought in to help haul all your stuff disappear through a door into another room of the Ember Citadel. And right at that moment, Satus, you feel a weight appear once again in one of the pockets of your clothes.
I pick it up and see which of the 2 items it hopefully is.
The pocket watch is back.
Okay, nice. Percy Jackson Riptide rules, it comes back.
Yeah.
Hey.
Alrighty, folks. On that note, let's take a second to pause. We're going to take 5 minutes for me to cough and for these guys to strategize on what they want to do. And we'll be right back in 5. See you all then.
Also, Mike, Winston is really proud of you for how you handled the situation in the jail.
Yes.
From a public defender.
Excellent.
That is what you're supposed to do.